So we know Trump has caved, and he has told the Republicans to go ahead and vote for the release of the Epstein files, because he knows he lost that fight, and over 100 Republicans were going to join Democrats in voting for it. And so he didn't want to seem like the big loser that he is on this, and so now he's pretending he's for it. But, spoiler alert, just as I suspected, Trump has a plan to not release them. Even if it gets voted on, and they vote to release all the files, and the Senate votes for it, and Trump signs it. Even if this passes, Trump has a plan to block it. Trump's dramatic U-turn accidentally revealed secret plan to block Epstein files.
Huh.
I don't know about the word dramatic, because I find it comedic. Trump's comedic U-turn, because that's what this is. President Trump called on House Republicans Sunday to vote in favor of releasing files on Jeffrey Epstein, but according to journalist Adam Cochran, he may have also accidentally revealed a plan to block their release. On his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump called on GOP lawmakers to vote to release the Epstein files, writing that the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. It's this phrasing that Cochran highlights as a red horse. So he's going to say, sure, you can have anything you want that you're legally entitled to. It's just that you're not legally entitled to any of this stuff that I don't want to release. This is called 13D chess. This is what he's supposed to be playing. So here's Adam Cochran. He says the Oversight Committee is allowed to get information from the Department of Justice on active cases that the rest of Congress cannot get. But a number of different rules allow the Department of Justice to withhold information at their discretion without even informing oversight. Rule number 6E of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedures, for example, limits how materials and discussions before a grand jury can be shared. Exceptions exist for law enforcement matters, but not for the Oversight Committee. Executive privilege lets them withhold anything they believe is required to protect sources and methods, witnesses and identities, deliberative and strategic documents, or internal Department of Justice communications. So they're going to block all of it. That's why Trump flipped. This is his secret plan. So as soon as Trump flipped, I'm like, oh, he's got a plan. And here it is. This is the plan. And this even overrules a congressional subpoena unless Congress can prove to the Supreme Court extraordinary need. By the way, so they're required to protect sources, which becomes very complicated when your sources are actually the crooks.
Huh.
There's a little bit more. And 50 USC, blah, 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 FOIA exemption, so allows them to withhold over, so they have an exemption. There's a rule that allows them to redact or withhold investigative notes, identifying information, evidence. So if we don't know who the people are, what's the point of the Epstein files? The whole point of the Epstein files is so you know who the blackmailed pedos are who are running the world, basically. Not only our country. They can redact evidence files, charging memos, classified intelligence, evidence gathered by intelligence sources, evidence gathered by cooperating witnesses or co-conspirators, agent notes, internal deliberations, primary visual materials like photos and videos. Anything that could reveal the identity of a victim or a witness. Wow. And considering that all the perps are posing as victims, it's even more complicated. So by saying oversight, can have what they are legally entitled to, which is what Trump said. Trump is saying he intends to have the Department of Justice provide oversight, selective files. So the Oversight Committee, they're going to provide selective files to the Oversight Committee and withhold the rest under active investigation terms, possibly without even revealing that to the Oversight. So that word oversight is the perfect because it means a grand scale mistake. That's what I think. If Trump's plan works, Department of Justice would give oversight, selected files, but there would be no video or photo evidence. The Department of Justice could redact any names that they want. The Department of Justice could fully withhold entire files. And the Department of Justice would not even acknowledge that the files even existed, the ones that they're withholding. Okay, wow. So basically, Lucy just placed the football in front of Charlie Brown, and Charlie Brown will going to run at it and try to take a kick just as she pulls the ball away again and lands on his back again. By the way, we are Charlie Brown in this analogy. So we think we're going to get those Epstein files, and boop, Trump pulls he is Lucy, we are Charlie Brown, and he pulls the football away at the last minute. That's what's happening. This battle will likely go to the Supreme Court, where Congress would then need to argue that the investigation cannot relate to old files. As Bondi said, those old files had no sufficient evidence to charge individuals, so their seal should only apply to new evidence. Okay, so basically nothing's going to happen again. So Trump is not. So basically he's pulling the football away. But the true believers aren't going to notice anything. There exists a separate effort to release files on Epstein, one spearheaded by blah, 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 that could compel the Department of Justice to release all of its files on Epstein, a trove of documents that would likely include far more information on the disgraced financier and any co-conspirators. So that's Trump's big idea. So you would think that Congress could compel them to release them. You would think. But I have a feeling, so does that reporter, Cochran, that Trump is going to use all these other legal arguments to say that they have to redact all the information we actually want. So now you know the rest of the story. So it looks like this vote by Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna is going to be performative because Trump is going to go ahead and redact everything and not release it. That seems to be his plan. And that's exactly what I thought when I heard that he was telling them to vote, the Republicans to vote for it. That's exactly what I thought. And so my spidey senses, I think, are right. We're going to find out. We'll find out if my spidey senses are right. They've been pretty on the nose when it came to COVID, the vaccine, lockdowns, when it came to masks, when it came to Fauci, when it came to Russiagate, when it came to Syria, Seth Rich, Ukraine war. Been bright, spot on. Spot on. Okay, so we'll see what happens. That's Trump's plan. And if you'd like to hear my jokes about this, come see me in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. It's a Saturday. And January 11th in Waikiki, Hawaii. It's a Sunday at the Blue Note Theater. And then January 30th will be at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets over to Steph.
You know, I'm so annoyed with that Ross story, and they say disgraced financier.
Disgraced.
Really? Oh, disgraced financier? Boy, that's really putting a nice kind of like little vibe to it. He's disgraced. You mean a predatory rapist who was a sex trafficker? Come on. Disgraced financier. Ugh. Okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. MTG Massey 2028. Start the buzz. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Come on. I mean, who's going to vote for J.D. Vance? Who wants any part of this administration? Who's going to ever want to vote for Marco Rubio, who thinks he's going to be president one day? MTG and Massey, whoa, 2028. Boy, they're doing everything to alienate them, everything to shun them, makes them more appealing. And by the way, Thomas Massey, come on the show. Marjorie Taylor Greene, come on the show. Come on this show. All right, we've been trying to reach out to you. Anybody know them? Tell them to come on the show. Do it. Let's see. Heather Feather Weather says Massey, MTG 2028. Gooner for Life says Massey is sassy. Matthew H1Y3V, nice handle. Thank you very much. And also Turney 228, huh? Thank you very much. Message received. Turney, you're so kind. Thank you. Wink, wink. Say no more. Deadeye, look at you. What are you doing? Thank you. Here we go. Sound Chaser. They love having us focused on Epstein files while we aren't paying attention to the rest of the shit they're doing everywhere else. But you know what, Sound Chaser? I think Americans are completely capable of focusing on multiple areas. Like, we don't want to be in Ukraine. Have you noticed how many people have no longer have the Ukraine flag in their bios? We don't want to be funding all these wars. We were supposed to get a president that was for peace, huh? Huh? All right. And I think Sound Chaser, we're actually able, I think the idea though with Epstein files is the complete stronghold that these blackmailers have on elected officials throughout the world. That's the issue. We are also sick of Trump lying and pretending prices are coming down. Oh, they are. Groceries are insane and everyone is feeling it when buying Thanksgiving food. Didn't you see the prices were just the same at Walmart, except you only got 9 items instead of 24? The price of Christmas decor is nuts too. F them. Oh, Christmas decor has been nuts since COVID, I thought. A Kid at Heart. Thank you, A Kid at Heart. They love having us focus on Epstein. You're right, Sound Chaser. He also is very wishy-washy on Venezuela. Says Maduro ready to talk and put the Venezuelan cartel on a terrorist list. B-man. All right. Joseph Napper, MTG is a traitor, at least on the level that Trump is a traitor when he invited the Al-Qaeda member from Syria into the White House. MTG isn't a traitor. Thank you, Joseph. What would the sound be of a leaf farted from a tree, Breeze? Think about it. Not going to think about it. Not going to think about that at all. Back to Jimmy.